What's up, guys? Mitchell Watts with Town & Country TV, and today I am joined by my girl, Emily. And today we are going to be talking about the new F-150 Lightning. We've got a series of questions that you have asked, our salespeople have asked, and we are going to do our best to answer all of the big FAQs that most people have on the Lightning. Before we get started in this video, I need to let you know that TC Customs, Town & Country TV, is giving away this Bronco, and we are running out of time. This is your last chance to go to tccustoms.com, and for every $1 spent on merchandise, get you 2 entries into the giveaway. So hit up those links down below, pick you out a hat, a shirt, any kind of merchandise. For every $1 spent, gets you 2 entries into the giveaway. When does that giveaway end?
January 15th.
January is the last chance. Go ahead and check that out. All right, now let's jump into the video. How many questions do we have there?
I believe we have 35.
35 questions. Okay, so the good news is we're one of the largest Lightning dealers in the Southeast, and all of the questions that we receive from our customers actually asking, that's where the salespeople come up with those questions. You've actually polled social media. So I guess without further ado, I got to find a place to put that I'm 6'3", but let's go ahead and start jumping into the questions. So what you got for us?
The most important question, what is an F-150 Lightning?
Okay, so the F-150 Lightning is an all-electric version of the Ford F-150, the internal combustion engine. You know, the F-150 has been around for years and years and years. This is the very first iteration where it is completely all electric.
Okay, and the thing for me that sets the Lightning apart from a regular F-150, other than the fact that it's electric, is the Frunk.
Okay.
So tell us what the Frunk is.
I'm not going to call it a Frunk. That's the last time I'm going to use that statement, but that is called a front trunk. So since you don't have an engine, you have this big vacant area where the engine used to sit, or the motor, depending on, I might use those interchangeably, so you know, don't light me up in the comments if I call an engine a motor and a motor an engine. But since there is no internal combustion engine, there's this big area that you can use for cargo space in the front of the vehicle. And some people call it a frunk. I call it a front trunk.
Hey, same difference, I guess. I have to include this question because this was our most popular question in our social media poll. Okay. And that is, how many 12-ounce cans will fit in the Frunk? Now, we did some research. Our answer for that is enough.
Just enough to get by for a long weekend.
You can tailgate out of the Frunk.
Absolutely, but don't drink and drive. Even though this thing can just about drive itself, don't drink and drive. So
well, the Frunk also has like a cooler built in.
Yes, it does, with active drain plugs too.
Right.
So that way, if you do decide to put ice up there, you can just let it drain straight out.
So it's really built for front gating.
Oh my God, we might have to copyright that one. I like that.
But it's 14.1 cubic feet. So
I did not know that.
Important to know.
Yeah, 14.1 cubic feet. And I think it has a capacity of 400 pounds up there too, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so. You can fit 2 golf bags.
That's fantastic. So the other cool part about having the ability to put 400 pounds up there is they've actually got a scale built into the front end of the system, so you know if you're overloading yourself. So pretty cool stuff.
So let's move into battery and towing questions. Okay. We'll start with how many battery options are available and what is the range for each one. So
the first battery pack you have is 230-mile range. It's the normal battery, if you will, and it has 98 kilowatt hours from the research that I've been able to see. The other battery pack that you have is the extended range. It has range up to 300 miles and has 131 kilowatt hours worth of battery. So some very sizable batteries. And
don't quote me on this, but I also heard through the grapevine that is with 1,000 pounds in the bed of the truck.
That is a good point.
So
that is a good point. So you've actually got MKBHD, a very popular YouTuber, I think was the first person to actually kind of call that out on social media. So.
Right, and Ford will not confirm that, but.
Yes. I cannot wait to see what the test, and we're going to go through and test this thing. We're going to ask, and hopefully Ford will get us a vehicle sooner than the rest of everybody else, so that way we can show to you guys what does it tow, what's the range look like, and do all of that kind of testing. So I'm excited.
With a full charge, how many days can it power an average sized house?
So depends on how you ration it. If you ration it, they say you can do like up to a week, you know, only doing the essentials, basically the heating and the cooling, just to keep you safe and keep you, you know, out of harm's way. They say that on average, though, a normal time, I believe it's 3 days, if I'm not mistaken. Is that what your notes show?
That's what Ford's advertising.
Okay.
But they've also said if you ration it, it can last a little bit longer.
Absolutely. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Like if you're in Texas when they had the power outage and people were literally freezing to death. It would have been perfect to have had for that solid week, just to power enough heat to keep you safe.
This is a question from Colton Love.
Oh, gosh. Oh.
How many lightning bolts does it take to make one Ford Lightning?
Okay, so for him asking that stupid question, we'll just have to dock his pay for that. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
I'm not even going to answer that. Let's go to the next question.
Will the range improve with over-the-air updates?
My suspicion is... Suspicion? Is that a word?
Suspicion?
Suspicion. I'm from Alabama. Leave me alone. But no, my suspicion is that they will do that. So as technology improves, as Ford is getting this information about these vehicles, I'm pretty sure that it will improve somewhat. Now, don't expect a drastic 20% increase. Stuff like that's going to have to come from battery packs and improving, and engines or motors, whatever you want to call them, from those things improving the efficiencies. But I do believe you'll be able to pick up a little bit of overtime. Now, that is my estimate. That's my guess. I don't have any insider information there.
And how much can it tow?
Up to 10,000 pounds if it's properly equipped with the Max Trailer Tow Package, which also you have to have the extended range battery to do as well.
Good to know. How does it charge, and does it come with a charger?
So every Lightning does come with a charger. If you go with the normal pack, it comes with a normal charger, kind of like a little bit slower of a charger. If you go with the extended range, though, I believe it automatically comes with Ford's 80 amp upgraded charger. And that also allows you to do the bidirectional charging. You can power your house with that system. My understanding is that extended range does come with that higher amperage charger for the house.
How much does it cost to install the charger? And then I'm gonna ask about the company that Ford's recommending.
Okay, so I believe the name of the company that Ford's recommending is Sunrun. Does that sound right? Okay, so Ford has got one specific company that they recommend. You can have any independent installer install it, and obviously the cost to install is probably going to vary from location to location. Case in point, it's more expensive to get stuff done in Seattle, Washington than it is in the boondocks of Alabama, just because of the cost of labor, if that makes sense. So that is going to vary, but know that charger comes with the vehicle. So really it's just a difference in labor, and it's really not all that technical to install. I wouldn't do it myself, just because I would end up shocking myself. But from what I understand, it's a very simple process to install.
How much does it cost to charge?
I'm glad you asked that. I've actually got my little cheat sheet right here, almost like that was prepared. So I've actually ran this out, and I'll put this on the screen for you guys as well. Let's just take a look at the 300-mile range. I've got the calculations for the 230-mile range, but what I did is I pulled the kilowatt hours of the battery, so 131 kilowatts of battery. In the state of Alabama right now, we're looking at 13.35 cents per kilowatt hour. So if you multiply that out, it's going to cost you on average $17.48 to charge it from absolutely nothing all the way to full. So just kind of keep that in the back of your head. Now, if you use the 300 miles worth of estimated range, you're looking at less than 5 cents, or actually, I guess just a little more than 5 cents per mile of driving. So if you are going to average that out over 15,000 miles per year is what the average person drives, then you're going to be looking at a total annual electricity cost of $870. I know you didn't ask this, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it anyways. Let's compare that to the ICE version of the F-150, an internal combustion engine. So if you look at the 2021 F-150 four-wheel drive 5.0, that thing gets 18 miles per gallon combined. Do that same calculation. I'm not going to read it out to you, but you're looking at $24.91 a year in annual fuel costs. So let me translate that. You're looking at about $1,600, $1,700 worth of fuel savings, or savings when you compare what it costs you in gas versus what it costs you in electricity. So the Lightning in Alabama will save you about $137 a month in fuel costs,
which will add up pretty quickly.
Absolutely. And the good news is if you drive more than that, then you're going to save even more. The more you drive the Lightning, the more you'll end up saving in fuel.
How do I charge my Lightning when on long road trips?
So there is a massive network of Electrify America. Ford in the FordPass app has got locations all across the United States. I don't have the specific numbers memorized, meaning how many charging stations are.
I have numbers.
You do? How many?
I do. So there are 19,500 charging stations and 63,000 plugs and counting.
Holy smokes. Okay, so it's a lot of chargers. And then in addition to that, they even have level 3 chargers where you can do really, really quick charging. It's not recommended that you do that on a daily basis. You want to have your home, whether it's an apartment or an actual house, be the place you charge every night. That's where you'll get these savings of the very inexpensive to fill up, $17 for 300 miles worth of range. But if you step up and you say, okay, well, I'm just going to do fast charging every single time. One, that's not good for the battery to do fast charging. Two, it's more expensive to do fast charging. But you can, and I don't have the numbers memorized, but you can fast charge that vehicle. Like in the Mach-E, I went from 0 to a full charge in like 45 minutes. I say full charge, 80%. So I went from almost completely empty to 80% in like 45 minutes on a Electrify America level 3 charger.
So that really only makes sense if you're like in the middle of a road trip.
That's
and
exactly right.
You need to charge up pretty quick.
That's exactly right, because you can go 300 miles, and most of the time, like in Alabama, you can get to the beach or you can get to your home state pretty much on one single charge.
Mm-hmm. Can I use a Tesla charger or like a Rivian charger to charge my F-150 Lightning?
You cannot use the Tesla charger, my understanding. My understanding is that you can use the Rivian because it's a normal electric. The Tesla's, what do they call it, superchargers, I don't think are compatible with Ford. And I don't think that's on Tesla's fault. I think that's actually on Ford's fault.
I think that there's some talk about adapters and stuff coming out. Once this is a bigger market, more people own EVs.
Absolutely. Speaking of bigger market, that's a great point. So Ford has doubled the production on this thing quite a good bit. Now they're talking about up to 150,000 units a year that they'll be able to build once that facility is built up. What was the name of that facility?
Blue Oval City.
Blue Oval City.
Where we want to go visit.
Anybody at Ford, if we can get an invite, you can hit us up. I'll have the email listed down below in the description.
It's only a day trip from Birmingham, that's all I'm saying. All right, we're going to move into reservations. Okay. Can I buy a Lightning off the lot without placing reservation?
You can do anything you want to, but you're probably going to pay through the nose to do that.
And it'll be like 2027.
Yeah, more than likely. So right now at launch, 22s, 23s, that kind of thing, there are far more reservations than there are actual vehicles they can produce in this first year. So in this first year, the only way you'll find one off the lot is if someone had a reservation and order, and then at the last minute they backed out or something along those lines. And in most of those situations, we call them jackleg dealers. Those jackleg dealers are probably going to charge an obscene amount of over sticker. We're not charging over sticker on any Lightning that we sell.
Can I order my Lightning from home like a Mach-E, or do I need to come into the dealership?
Yes, you can. In fact, I actually helped one of our best customers just last night order his Lightning. So he basically said, hey, I know that you're probably going to want to film this for YouTube, so if you want, here's my username and password, go ahead and order it how you would order it. I kind of don't care, just order it for me. And
how nice of him.
So I went through, I know it, right? So I went through that process myself on his behalf, and I'm shocked at how easy it was. It literally just looked like the build-in price, and then it said enter your credit card information. I mean, it was really, really nice. Mm-hmm. But they're doing these ordering through waves. So based on reservation timestamp, they'll have the first wave of people can place their order, and then the second wave, and then continue to go on and on.
Is my Lightning reservation good for multiple model years like a Bronco reservation?
That is a very good question, yes. So assuming that you don't get your Lightning in a 22 model year, it's going to carry on into the 2023. You're not going to lose your place in line if it doesn't get built as a 22 model. And
when will we have one to test drive, like at our dealership?
Okay, so on this one, I don't have, I have a serious hunch. I don't know for sure, but Ford is probably going to set up a mannequin program very similar to they did the Bronco. And the mannequin program works like this. They build an extra vehicle, they send it to the dealership, and the dealership is not allowed to legally sell it until like a certain time frame. It gives customers an opportunity to come in, test drive them, see if they like it, see if it fits for their lifestyle, that kind of a thing. And so assuming they do that mannequin program, then hopefully pretty soon, hopefully the mannequins will be, among that first wave of vehicles that get built.
Do you know how many LEDs are on the Lightning?
A whole lot. 14? Does that sound
I don't
right?
know
Oh, you don't know the
number. No.
I thought you knew the answer.
No.
I'm
I was
over
just
here guessing
asking.
and stuff. Okay. No,
It's a lot.
It is a ton. So yeah, depending on which trim level you get, whether it's an XLT or you get a limited, you might have the front bar, LED light bar that goes across the front or across the rear tailgate. So it just depends on what trim level, but there's a lot of LEDs. It's a lot of electricity flowing through that thing.
And now that we have the build and price, we can answer this question. Will there be any new colors as opposed to the regular F-150?
So looking through it, the only color that I saw that I've not seen in person yet was the iced blue. I don't know if that's going to be a color that's available on all F-150s. Yeah, let me know down in the comments below if you know that for sure. Do you know the answer to that by chance?
I don't know if it's going to be available on anything else. I love that color though.
It is beautiful.
That's the color of the vehicle that I feel like they're using to market the vehicle most.
Yes.
And it looks great with the LEDs. So
Yep.
maybe that's like
I
the
agree
color for the
completely.
Lightning.
Yeah, the halo color, if you will.
Yes, I love
like
that color though.
Okay.
Can I get the Lightning with a moonroof?
I don't know the answer to that question. See, I don't know. I don't have everything memorized. I don't know everything, but
I think you can only get that on the Platinum.
that is very interesting.
I think. Don't quote me on that.
That is very interesting. So once again, let me know down in the comments below. I tried to do some preparation for this video, as you could see with this, but I actually did not have every question ahead of time. So,
But I've got you covered.
thank you. see, my girl Emily done got me taken care of. All right, what else you got?
How many pound-feet of torque does it have?
775?
Yes.
Holy moly!
Which is more than a regular F-150.
It is, and that's the reason I compared it to that 5.0 when the fuel cost is because the big nasty V8 usually is a high torque horsepower motor. I didn't compare it to the 2.7 for simple reasons or other. But yeah, you're exactly right. It is probably going to be the fastest F-150 they have.
Nice. And you rode in one, right?
I did, yes. So the Ford did a ride and drive for the different dealers, and also I think customers, reservation holders were able to go to that. And I went to the one in Atlanta. I didn't get to drive it, but I did get to ride shotgun, and it's a really weird feeling. It feels like you're riding in a Mustang Mach-E, but you're in a pickup truck. Like if you close your eyes, you would think you're just driving a Mustang Mach-E, but then when you open your eyes, you're like,
I'm
a pickup
in a
truck
work
should be able
truck.
to handle like that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, seriously.
Does it come with an FX4 package?
I did not see one. So we made a video that went through the entire build-in price, and I don't recall seeing the FX4 package as an option. So I'm gonna have to guess a no.
I know I can use my phone as a key, but how many phones can I pair with through
Phone as a
FordPass?
key? With phone as a key or FordPass?
My notes say I can pair 4 phones through FordPass.
That's my understanding as well.
Okay.
That you can pair up to four phones. And the cool part is the Sync 4A system actually memorizes your settings based on the phone that you have paired up to it. So let's say that that I get in the vehicle and I drive most of the time. When it pairs up to my phone, it knows what radio stations I like. It knows where I'm typically going when I get in the vehicle. It knows lots of things about me, and it customizes that experience for me. Then when my wife gets in the car, it recognizes her phone and actually adjusts everything in there, which I think is cool.
Yeah, that's crazy. Can I use my FordPass points for my tire rotations?
Yes, you can. Yeah, that is my understanding is you can use FordPass points on anything that is a Ford part number or a Ford service at a Ford dealership, at any Ford dealership.
Do we get any tax breaks?
That's a great question. So right now you need to see your tax advisor because I'm not one, don't trust my tax advice, but I understand that there's a $7,500 up to a $7,500 tax credit on a federal basis if you qualify.
And will there be any aftermarket accessories available through TC Customs at launch?
That is by far my favorite question because you know I love that TC Customs. No, so all jokes aside, yes, there's going to be a lot of different parts and accessories available. Like for instance, Ford accessories, most of they put some stat out there, I don't remember the numbers, but a vast majority of Ford accessories for the F-150 also fit the Lightning F-150. bed covers are the same. They did that so that way customers can transfer their bed cover from one to the other. Toolboxes would be the same. A lot of different things will be available at launch because of that. As far as the aftermarket, like outside of Ford accessories, I do believe that there's going to be a lot of options available. It may take a little bit of time to R&D, research and develop some of these because the F-150 Lightning is all new from the ground up. But who knows, maybe like a leveling kit might, from a normal F-150 might fit onto the new Lightning. We would just, time will tell. But one thing's for sure, as vendors come available with products, TC Customs will be offering them very, very quickly.
And we had to do the same with the Bronco. We didn't have everything at launch either.
That's a very good point.
Now we've customized plenty of those.
That's exactly right. We've got a lot of different options that are coming out, and even more options come out pretty much every single week.
So we'll have a Lightning on a 6-inch BDS lift kit
I would
real
like
quick.
that. BDS or FabTech, you know, I like both of those.
Yeah, we'll
brands.
take any of those.
Whoever's first to market, we'll be happy to help you with that. So,
all right.
Well, cool. Is that the last question?
I have one more question.
Okay.
This is my favorite question though.
Okay.
How quickly did GM's board and engineers cry when they first saw the Lightning?
Instantaneously. So, you know, I think that it's pretty interesting that the Ford F-150 Lightning came out with their build-in price and the cost and like a lot more details. And then the very same day, Chevrolet comes out with their 2024 Chevrolet Silverado pickup or whatever. They're all electric EV.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a coincidence that Ford did that that Chevy did that the exact same day as Ford did. That right there tells me that they kind of went into freak out mode when the vehicle first got. I don't think anybody really realized what was coming.
Well, the Silverado is still very pre-production, so
very much.
I think they said we got to unveil this, or we're going to miss the train.
And it's very similar to like the EcoBoost technology. Ford came out with EcoBoost in their F-150, and at first everybody's like, well, "Hey, no, we're going to drive a V6 F-150," and it took years for Chevrolet to catch up and for Ram to catch up. I think they've kind of gotten somewhere close to it now, but that EcoBoost came out in 2011. Ford is known for doing things out of the box, and then everybody kind of plays catch up. Case in point, the all aluminum body, the military grade aluminum alloy body that's found in the F-150. You know, it's funny now that these other manufacturers are starting to introduce more and more aluminum into their trucks, but it's years and years later. So it's pretty fun place to be in.
Yeah. Now we did say that we would pick our favorite question from Instagram, and that person will get a free TC Customs t-shirt.
So you're the boss. So who's the winner?
I'm going to give it to Billy Valakis, who just asked that question.
Okay.
I know he's a local customer.
Yep.
Also,
a lot of cars. I know that name very well.
He
He's
is
a good
one
guy.
of my favorite followers that we have on Instagram because he always swipes up on our story. He always comments on our post. He's always interacting with our story. So I see his name a lot. He's
so what you're saying is that may have influenced your decision.
He's a good customer and he's a good social media follower.
So listen to her.
Swipe up on our stories and we'll get you t-shirts.
If you do, you're liable to win some cool stuff there. So, well, thank you very much, Emily. I appreciate you having this little Q&A session. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you found it entertaining. Hopefully you learned something. We call it in the South, we learned you something. But yeah, we just really enjoyed this time together. Thank you very, very much. And if you have any questions or have any other topics or ideas you want us to include in some videos, hit those up down in the comments down below. We actually do read those comments. I know you do, and I do as well as C Love. I know he's also looking at those comments. But yeah, hit those down below. Make sure to thumbs up the video if you haven't already done so. And also don't forget that we are in the last days of this Bronco giveaway. Yes, that Bronco right there, that thing right there, we are actually giving it away, and right now we are running double entries. So for every $1 spent on merchandise, you get 2 entries into that giveaway. So go ahead and check that out if you have not already done so.
January 15th is the last day.
January 15th is the last day. So time is running out. We're not playing around, and this is a guaranteed giveaway. We are absolutely, it's fully licensed, bonded, the whole nine. Is happening. There ain't no backing up. So go ahead and pick you out some merchandise at tccustoms.com. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and have a great day. Peace.